There were about 15 of us that went on the monkey expedition yesterday, which was really a lot of fun.
I didn't know what to expect. I like to try and do like one excursion while we're on these, and we're limited because we're on the air, and down here we're on the air until noon, and most of the trips leave in the morning at some point. And so I said to the guy that was trying to sell us something, I have to be afternoon. Oh, we have an afternoon. It's Monkey Land. I don't know what Monkey Land is. He said, it'll be the time of your life. And I said, all right then. So we signed up a bunch of people on Monkey Island, had no idea what to expect. And we got to Monkey Island, and let's see, I have some of our Monkey Island friends here for everybody. What is your name?
Mike.
Mike and his lovely bride.
Laura.
Mike and Laura were on. What did you guys think of Monkey Land?
It was awesome. It was a little bit scary at the first because that lecture at the beginning, keep your hands out of your pockets, keep your hands open, otherwise they're going to be biting and scratching. But other than that, it was a great time once you're in.
Yes. So they also told us, they not only did they scare us with the biting and like that kind of stuff, they said, don't feed them candy or gum because they'll die. And then they were like, so if you have gum in your pocket and you've zipped it, they'll open it and die. And I was like, oh my God.
Chapstick too. Remember chapstick? Some people had chapstick. It was like, you got to get rid of your chapstick.
That's a lot of responsibility. I just came to see some monkeys. So, but now you are tall, and my husband is tall, and they seem to really like to stand on the tall people's head so that they could get a great view, I'm assuming, of everything. I think you had a monkey on your head the entire time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
From my head over to Laura's head, and then right on down the row.
So they were little tiny squirrel monkeys, and I don't know, they were even like maybe a pound each. They were super light, and their little paw pads were so soft, and they just crawled all over you, and it was incredible. And so these lovely folks here purchased a picture of me, so we're going to put this up on the Facebook page. But there were monkeys all over us. Dave was kind of a monkey whisperer along with his wife Cindy and Mandy. They had them all over.
All over. I told Doreen, I'm that guy that if I go in someplace and say, like, for example, I don't have a cat, I don't know much about cats, and like a minute later, 4 cats in somebody's house are all over me, like being my buddy. And that was what happened but I've got to be honest, I didn't know they were going to be so tiny, the squirrel monkeys. I really thought a monkey was going to eat my face yesterday.
No. I mean, there were a few that were fighting when it came to like the food. So they give you food, and you hold on to this bowl of food, and that's how the monkeys come to you. And if you don't have food, they're not interested unless you're tall, and then they think they're fine on your head. But so if you had the food a couple of times, they got a little squirrely with each other, but they were perfectly safe.
And then after we did the monkey thing, kind of a bonus, Gene shaking his head there, kind of a bonus to the whole thing was we got to see how chocolate is made. And
the coffee, which was awesome. He took a cocoa pod bean giant thing right off of the tree and cracked it open and then let us taste what the bean tastes like. But you don't bite into it. This was the chocolate because it's super bitter, but it's real slimy and you can suck on it and it tastes like a mango. So as my Doreen discovers yesterday, I sucked on a mango flavored chocolate coffee.
We had a couple of other people in our group that did it too.
There was a bunch of people that did it. I was shocked at how good it was. Like I could have had that.
And the chocolate's original color is purple.
Yes.
Did not know that. That was pretty fascinating.
They roast them and they beat it and they smash it and they something else.
I just kept saying to everybody there, who figured all this out?
I don't know.
Like at some point, and then Cindy turned to me and said, Dave, they didn't have iPads or telephones back then.
That's true.
This was their entertainment. So,
well,
kind of figure it out, right?
And it was like, you know what? You tried one yesterday and lived. You try this one and see if you live.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know?
How do you know? But one of the other things I thought was super interesting was when I get this picture, it comes like in a little folder thing, so you don't wreck the picture. And I take it back to show my husband, and Jim goes, who's that guy? And I said, I don't know. He's like the model on the brochure thing. He's wearing a Packer hat.
Yeah, he's wearing a Packer hat.
Wow.
So Jim thought he was with us. He thought he was like, I grabbed a picture of someone that was with us. I was like, no, but that's interesting. And when we went down to the group that was sitting there for the coffee, we got it there a little late, and he said, where are you from? The guy that was leading it. And I said, Wisconsin. And he said, "Are you from Oconomowoc?"
I swear to God, we all looked at each other like, what? Where did that come from?
I don't know, but I was like, no, but I am so impressed that you know that. And he said it like perfectly.
Right.
It wasn't like, some of when we get some of the new players in and we try and tell them to say these names.
Right.
He was very versed on it. So highly recommend the Monkey Adventure if anybody wants to, if you come down here. Yeah.
So my reluctance in going to your monkey event was that I was raised at the same time that we'd go to the zoo and watch Monkey Island.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, I was like, oh, it's going to be like Monkey Island. And what happened at Monkey Island was that you had to stand far away because those monkeys would throw crap at you, just so you know. So were there any problems with monkey crap yesterday?
Yes, there were.
Mandy.
Yes.
Mandy, our engineer down here, who was a monkey whisperer, she did have them all over her, also had some monkey crap
excrement, but
on her back.
She just had a little bit on her shirt. No, when we got done with the monkeys, though, we all went to wash our hands, and our group walks up, waiting for the sinks, and you just hear this one big guy, not with our group, to another big guy who's trying to get washed. He's like, dude, not just your hands, you got to wash your whole neck. And then we all looked up, and I mean, there was monkey crap all over his neck and all the way down and the whole thing. So, yeah. So there was none of the throwing of the crap.
None of the throwing of
just the crapping of the crap.
No, but they take you in groups, and we were like we were the last group in our little, like, it was maybe like 3 groups. And Jim says to me, now the monkeys have eaten all the food from the first 2 groups. Are they going to be crapping on us because they're full? Which they didn't.
Which I have to say this too. We all hold, like, those of us who have dogs, we all have dog dishes. And these are like miniature dog dishes because they're small monkeys. Yeah. And they give you like a preloaded, it's got fruits and vegetables and all that stuff in it. And there was like mango in there and a little broccoli and a little slice of banana. And I just want to say that just like a human being, the broccoli was the last thing they ate. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not joking about that. And the only reason the cauliflower wasn't last, which it usually is if you have a tray of vegetables for people, is because there was no cauliflower. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been last.
And as soon as the caretakers pulled out the food, the monkeys were like, they know what's happening. And I had a piece of broccoli in my bowl for like 10 minutes, and the monkey would jump on me. Right. I was like, someone please eat my broccoli.
They're not that different.
Yeah, no,
they're not
they
that different.
Ate it. But they did tell us that when they started out, they had 12 monkeys, and now they had like 87 monkeys.
Wow.
Because they get 3 droplets of mamajuana every day.
Once again, we're broadcasting live from the beautiful Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It's Cheeseheads in Paradise.